Hi. First of all, thanks. My question is, basically, I'm kind of in like a transition period right now where I've completed a program, a treatment program, and this feeling comes, this overwhelming feeling comes, like I'm doing good and I'm all, okay, it's gonna be good, I got this, my ducks in a row, and okay, and then I just start getting these overwhelming feelings that why are you doing this? You're just setting yourself up so that then when you relapse, you know, you're just gonna feel worse about it all, and these sabotage thoughts of like, this is all just a big setup for when I do relapse, go back to my real life, and then look back at it and feel like crap about all these good things that I did for myself, all these things that I could do, but why did I do it? Just so I can feel worse in the end? So my question is, what do you have to say about these overwhelming thoughts that come about when I start getting successful and start feeling like authentic again?
Fantastic question. The overwhelming feelings when I'm becoming successful, and I define success very simply as a state of being, a state of joy. That is success. My ego, the ego, which is the self that I am not, but the self that tells me that that's who I am, cannot live in that state. So the ego is going to fight back. And you may have noticed, when you have and we've certainly noticed that at the center over and over, when somebody has a really good day, we tell them, be aware, because tomorrow your ego is going to come up with stuff you haven't even thought of yet. It's going to come from behind you and hit you in the back of the neck. It's going to do all kinds of wonderful things. That's good news, because that means the fact that you're hearing these voices that attack you to tell you why you're really doing this, you're going to fail anyway, that's the voice you need to hear in order to heal that self. Do you get that? So the self that you are now working on or working towards, which is the true self, which is the capital S self, would never think of drinking or doing drugs or doing stupid stuff like that. But the self that hates itself is not finished with you yet. So it's going to come back up again, and it's going to put up a hell of a fight, because you're threatening the very existence of the identity you made up. Yeah. And that's not going to go easy. I've never seen an ego say, okay, you win. I now know your love, I give up. It's not going to happen. So that little self that I made up is so full of self-hatred that it's going to do everything it can to sabotage my process. And you have to be aware of that. And you have to learn to listen and say, who is the I that just said that? Is that truly who I am? And the answer is no, that's not who I am. But that's the I made up. That's the I that always fell, that always failed, that always fell down again after thinking that I was getting up. But I'm not listening to that self anymore. I have to learn to listen to the true self. And the true self will not speak unless I ask. But I have to learn to ask. So my little self comes in and says, you're going to fail again. Watch what you're doing. This is just a setup. You've always failed, right? How many treatments have you been to? Dozens. You will fail again. Okay, wonderful. You say, I hear that. Now I want to hear from the loving self. What does my loving self say? And my loving self says, oh, honey, you've never failed. Everything you've done has been for you. Everything that's happened has been for you. And all I need to do is listen to that voice and accept that truth, and then I know that it's for me, and then all I have to do is live according to that voice. But that's the choose again that we're talking about. I hear this voice, or I can say thank you. That I've heard for 73 years. You're a total piece of shit. Yes, I know, thank you. I'm fully aware of it. However, there's a part of me that knows that that is not true. That part has to be brought up. That part has to be educated. That part has to be acknowledged and made more and more obvious within my experience. Cool?
Thank you.
Doable?
Thank you. Yeah.
Are you worth it?
Yes.
It's the only question. Are you worth it?
Yes.
Then you will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that, yeah. That will be the last, that will have been that was the last question and answer.